Hey, my name's Anthony.
My name's Alex.
And we are
The PTA Podcast.
Thanks, guys, for joining in for another episode of the PTA Podcast. So I got tongue-tied. Thanks, Al, for your time today, my man.
Nah, all good, bro.
How you going?
Yeah, man, I'm alright, man.
You alright? You good?
Yeah, cuz.
Are you sure?
Just chilling, drug dealing, you know what I mean?
He's joking. He's joking.
Nah, we're good. We're excited. End of the year's coming. Christmas
6
is
weeks
around the
till
corner.
Christmas.
I saw a post the other day. There was like 7 Fridays to Christmas or something like that.
6 weeks till Christmas.
7 Fridays to Christmas.
Is
6
it-
weeks
is it-
to Christmas.
Is it like this today? Are we doing this today? Is this what
Nah,
we're doing?
yeah, I'm excited. I love Christmas.
I do as well.
Saw the video of your son putting up the Christmas balls last night.
Yeah.
How cute is he?
He doesn't like anybody to help him, so he keeps dropping them there.
And breaks.
And we're like, Arthur, help you. No! I said, Dad, let me help you. And he kept whacking me away, so I left him. He had fun there, which was fun. It's good to watch him. Now he's a bit older, he understands it too.
He will enjoy it a lot more than last year. Last year he was obviously a baby, so
Oh, he was
not even one yet.
No. Yeah, so he's definitely,
Do you reckon he'll get
A lot
scared
more
from
alert.
Santa or?
depends who Santa is.
I tell you,
If it's our dad, no. If it's you, definitely.
it's my job.
All right, with this episode, team, we're going to be talking about motivation and why motivation isn't actually the answer to any goal that you want to
Yep.
achieve in life, not just fat loss, but any goal, and why discipline is the real, I guess, hero when it comes to goals being achieved. So what's your take? Where does motivation fit in? Because motivation does play a role, right? But it's not the answer to you achieving your goal. So where does motivation sit for you? And where does discipline take over? And then where does motivation come back in? And where does discipline take over again?
Yeah, 100%. Look, I'm a big believer on relying on I don't want to say just motivation alone is a load of shit, but I think, like you said, motivation does come into play. I think relying on motivation, though, is a load of crap. And that's because motivation for so many years, I think, was used as a bit of a buzzword. Right, let's get motivated. Let's get motivated. Where's your motivation? And people were forgetting that motivation stems from discipline. But discipline ultimately is the key to consistency. Where motivation then comes in, well, like I said, it stems from discipline. And when you have enough discipline to get up and get stuff done, even when you're tired or you've got a million things going on or you're stressed, that's where then motivation starts to come into it, because your discipline then helps you achieve the result. And then when you achieve the result, you get motivated, right? Because you see the fruits of your labor come to play. So I say that to every single person. One thing that we harp on at PTA in terms of, training, in terms of fat loss, in terms of achieving goals within the gym, I always say to every person that I'm speaking to for the first time, or even clients that have been with us for years on years, motivation is a load of crap. And if you rely on motivation, you're not going to get anywhere. Because how many times do we sit there and we go, yep, I'm G'd, I'm pumped, I can't wait to train tomorrow, and then your alarm goes off and you're like, I don't want to get out of bed. So relying on that isn't going to get you anywhere. You need to build disciplinary habits, and you need to instill those habits and instill that discipline into every single day, into every single week, and create momentum, routine, consistency. That's then where motivation then comes into it, because you'll come into the gym, you might not be bothered on your way here, because we always say the hardest part is getting here. You might not feel like you're bothered. You've had a long day of work, or it's 5 a.m. in the morning, and you're on your way. You're like, all right, I've got to get this done. And you're trying to G yourself up. You're trying to motivate yourself. But then when you actually get here, your discipline got you into the gym. The motivation starts once you actually start moving, getting the blood pumping, and you're talking and you're awake and your nervous system's firing. So yeah, don't rely on motivation. I'm a big believer that solely relying on motivation won't get you anywhere, and you need to create discipline within your life. And like Anthony said at the start, it's not just about training or fat loss or even the gym, just discipline in your life in general. I'm sure you could agree, man. A lot of the discipline that we have with our work ethic stems from when we created that discipline from when we were kids back in our sporting days. We were 10, 11, 12 focused on, sport and training 3, 4, 5 times a week, playing on the weekend, making sure we're doing everything right. And those habits and that discipline was instilled from a very young age, and we then carried that on into our teenage years and our young adult years, and obviously into now as well. But it all comes back. So it all started, when we were children, right?
I like that. Thank you for that, man. I think I got a follow-up question. Actually, not a question. I want to challenge you on something.
Challenge me, brother. Challenge me.
When it comes to motivation, how do you define motivation?
That's a hard question. No. How do I define motivation? I feel like motivation is a bit of an emotion, and a lot of people, when they feel motivated, they feel some form of excitement about what they're doing. How would I define it? Yeah, I think I define motivation as an emotion that someone feels to go and obviously do something.
Okay.
Am I a big believer on basing everything on emotions is the best thing? No, because emotional decisions, emotional reactions don't really get people anywhere. There has to be some form of logic and realism to what you're doing or what you're deciding, or what you're actioning. But like I said, I like motivation. I don't rely on it, but I like it. It's a bit of it can be a little bit of a kick up the bum sometimes. You see one of the boys do a big lift, you're like, fuck yeah, man, I want to do that. Or you see one of the boys compete, bro, I can't wait to compete, because you got so motivated and so G'd and so amped from seeing someone else do something that you're like, fucking I want to do that as well, right? So again, I think motivation for me, as a definition, stems from some sort of emotional trigger, and then that kind of formulates the motivation that you feel, or that feeling that you feel to want to get up and do something or conquer something, or
I like it. Well, yeah, my take on that is emotion. So motivation is the initial drive, the internal drive or desire that pushes you to take action towards a goal. So that question that I get you to ask people when they first start training with us as to what are the 4 most important things to you, that's another way of showcasing that it's their motivation. Now, the reason why we do that is because we need them to understand, and this is for everyone listening as well, you need to understand why you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah, 100%.
Because once you solidify those things, that's what motivates you, right? So my take on motivation is that I believe in motivation a lot, but I don't believe people have the right definition or the right understanding of what motivation actually should be looked at as. Right? People are looking at motivation to achieve a goal that's surface level, fickle, that's not going to really have much impact on their lives other than how a dress feels on them, right? Or how a pair of pants feel on them. Whereas when you know you're going to be better for your partner, when you know you're going to be better have better application in your career, when you know you're going to improve your health and decrease the likelihood of you having a heart attack, right? If your health is a priority to you, if your wife, if you have one, or husband or partner is a priority to you, if your family is a priority to you, if your career is a priority to you, they're essentially forming, that's your motivation right there. That's why you do what you do on a subconscious level, right? I'll take me for an example. I will not drink anymore. I will not stay up late anymore. I will, work at studying and getting smarter and building my business. I will train harder than ever I have before. And you see how hard I train now compared to 5-6 months ago. I would do all that because I'm motivated not to look a certain way, not to make money. Well, money is a driver for me, yes. But the underpinning thing of all that is because my priority is my son. And then my health. And then my wife. And then my faith. And then my business. They're my priorities. So they essentially are what motivate me to make the decisions that I do, to turn up when I'm not bothered. I've made time today to train. Half an hour I only got today because I'm back to back all day and all night. But I've got the time. I want to put that half an hour to the best use that I can. I had no time yesterday. The old me would have just been frustrated because I couldn't get my squat session done the way I like it. But I was like, fuck it, bro, I'm going to do a circuit. So I did 4 rounds, chins, dips, Bulgarians. That was it. And I felt great. And then I worked hard that night and we had good energy, yeah? So to me, it's not about trying to figure out or trying to pin all the blaming on we're relying too much on motivation. You're always going to rely on motivation. You actually are.
Yeah.
But that's like level 1. Where do you go to, or step 1? Step 2 is the action.
Yeah.
But the problem between step 1 and step 2 is in order to have action or to do action or to do something, what do you need to have?
Discipline.
Not so much discipline. Discipline comes later, in my opinion. To have some kind of action taken, you need to know what the fuck you're doing. So they need to have a plan. Now, this is all my opinion, by the way. This isn't a thing I've read. This isn't a fact. Well, fuck you. But the point is, you need to have a plan. You need to have direction. You need to know what you're doing. You know why you're doing it now. Now you need to know what you're doing. Right? And when you know what you're doing, that's where the finer details come in.
Yeah, definitely.
And we'll keep it in relation to the people that we look after. Right? With the goals that they want to achieve. When you've got somebody that comes in and you put together the 4 most important things to them, and again, I use myself as an example, my health, my career, my faith, my family. Right? They're the 4 most important things to me every day of the week. It's been like that since I can remember. They're the reasons why I do what I do. Right? Now, in order for me to achieve the goal of fat loss and building muscle and getting stronger and improving my health, which are the 4 things that I want to work on, there needs to be, I can't just go into the gym and just randomly do stuff.
Yeah, of course.
I can't just go and follow a nutrition plan that's just kind of semi-alright with the food without understanding how the relationship between quality and quantity of food interrelates. So what needs to be put together? A plan. Because once you have a plan, you have direction. Yeah? So that's action. Then from there, discipline is what you need to focus on. Because you've already laid the foundation of motivation. You've already got the plan. All you got to do is follow it. In order for you to follow it and keep turning up, even when you're not motivated, but you know why you're doing it, so therefore you understand it's bigger than you. You have the plan, so therefore there's no more excuses of, I don't know what to do, I'm lost. That's where your discipline comes into play, where you just got to get it done, irrespective of how you feel sometimes. If you're sick with, a virus, I get it, stay home. But if you're just waking up because you're tired because you Netflix till 12:30 a.m. the night before, shut the fuck up and get to the gym. This is your fault. Exactly. You caused this to yourself. That's your discipline there. From discipline, and you keep turning up, keep doing it, you cover consistency. People act like consistency is a thing in itself. It's not. It's just what becomes achieved.
It's just a byproduct of discipline.
Exactly. It's what becomes achieved when you have the 3 foundation things covered. Motivation is set. You know why you're doing what you're doing. Action plan is there. You know how to get there. Keep turning up. Keep doing the thing, doing the work. They're going to get you to stay consistent. Therefore, whenever it happens, goal becomes achieved.
So would you look at motivation and someone's reasons why as the same thing then? Or
yes.
would you look at
someone's reasons why
is what generates the motivation?
Someone's reasons why is their motivation, in my opinion, right? Because those 4 reasons, that's why I always keep it at 4. Yeah. If I said to you, give me 20 things that are important to you.
Brother, I'll go all day.
Some people struggle with telling me 4 things.
Yeah, I know. I've had people literally give me like 1 or 2, which is fine.
I had a consult today. She gave me 1 thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, come on, it's going to be something else. No, just my health. No friends, no family. I started throwing examples. No, just me. All right, great. And then I just...
look, it's nice that someone wants to put energy into themselves.
But that's fine.
But
the thing is, we do 4. Even if it's 1, 2, 3. If it's 4, great. And then obviously we draw the connection between what you do in the gym has a huge positive impact on those 4 most important things. But I asked them the question, do you think achieving the goals that you've set out for yourself is going to have a negative or a positive impact on these 4 most important things? And I say, oh, no, positive. Give me 1 reason why. And I've done that in an attempt for them to verbally say why now it's important to exercise because of the impact it's going to have on these things that are important in their entire life.
Yeah, exactly right.
So now we start to get people to understand that you're motivated, you got here, that's great. You know what's important to you, that's great. Now we need to understand how the gym interrelates with that and why the gym is important to make you better for that.
Yeah.
Right? Because as we both know, if you have discipline to not drink the alcohol but drink water, what are you more likely to have discipline in doing as well? Literally anything else. Are you perfect? No. Are you going to be more likely though? Yes.
100%.
Right? People that don't drink alcohol throughout the year but then have a drink on New Year's Eve, that's normal to me. That's understandable. It's New Year's Eve. No. I know, right? But it's New Year's Eve, yeah, and you're enjoying yourself. Or it's Christmas, or it might be Easter, or it might be a birthday. yeah, and have a drink, they enjoy themselves. Those individuals that drink every weekend and then just get absolutely destroyed, take it to a new level on New Year's Eve because it's New Year's Eve and everyone else is doing it, you got a problem. You're not disciplined, right? And I'm thinking about specific people when I think about that. And unfortunately, I used to be one of them, right? So when we look at that, I think about that time in my life, I had no discipline on anything else.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't even control my urges for that. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
100%.
So I'm a big believer that one isn't more important than the other.
Yeah, I feel like they all assist each other. It's very hard to be disciplined if you don't have a reason why that's motivating you.
Yeah.
Right? And then it's very hard to be consistent if you're not disciplined. So they all help each other out. And I agree with you. You need to, with what you said about being surface level, you need to not be surface level in order to understand what is motivating you to get up and get shit done, right? Because it's funny. Every time we have a consultation and I say to people, here at Platinum Training Academy, we don't beat around the bush. I want to know what actually triggers you. I want to know why you're here. Not just to say, oh, I want to lose fat. No. Fuck your fat loss for a second. Why are you actually here, sitting in this chair, talking to a complete stranger about wanting to change your life? Why? What's going on in your life that's gotten you to this point right now where you feel helpless that you're coming to us for help? Break away from the surface level shit. Let's figure out what's actually motivating you and why you want to do something. And 9 times out of 10, the ones that leave that consult that have actually been open and honest with us about why they want to do something, why they want to change, what's motivating them, are the ones that not only stay with us long term, but the ones that actually get a really good fucking result as well. Because they've gone, you know what? Yes, achieving a physical goal is great, 100%. I'd love to see everyone lose body fat and fucking have a beach body. That's 100%. That's what we're here for as well, right? But seeing someone come in and their whole psychology around their health, themselves, their family, their kids, their spouse, when all of that has improved, that's a change that I love to see. You know what I mean? And that comes from breaking away from this surface level stuff of, I want to lose 5 kilos. It's like, sweet, 100%. Numbers goals are great as well. Love it. But like, why do you want to lose 5 kilos?
I even ask the question, I go, okay, what does 5 kilos of weight loss look like to you? And I go, what do you mean? I said, what does it look like? When you think about your body, how do you look when you're 5 kilos lighter? I'm doing it in an attempt to get their mind to shift from weight loss to fat loss. And then when they explain to me how they look with their, they're tighter around the midsection, they've got more definition on their arms, and they're not carrying as much body fat, I go, there we are. I go, so what you described to me was fat loss, not weight loss. They go, oh, same thing. I said, no, it's not. So you need to be very specific. You need to be very specific with the goals that you want to achieve, because the plan that follows is going to dictate whether what that goal, 100%. Whether that goal is achieved or not.
And then it comes back to that, them understanding that then goes on to when we do, say, a body fat test with them and they step on the scale and the weight hasn't actually moved that much, but they've lost 0.5% to 1% of body fat. And they're like, but the weight, and it's like, well, this is why we spoke about fat loss, not weight loss.
And I always explain to them as well, your body weight is just your relationship with gravity at the given point in time when you get on the scale. I say, go to the toilet, come back, you're way lighter, or you're way less.
Yeah, literally.
And then they laugh. I go, I know it's funny, but that's the actual fact of the matter. I said, you can always be able to achieve fat loss faster than your weight loss.
Yeah.
If your weight loss happens, cool. That's not our focus though, because we don't want to deplete your body to the point where you have potentially less muscle. We have a negative impact on your bone density. We end up causing you to have things like brain fog, and we get your body to get to the point where it's got to start eating itself just to keep you alive. That's not ideal. But you know what happens then when somebody focuses on that kind of process? You know what happens to their motivation? They forget. No, when they start to have that much of, they're in that much of a depleted state, their body's eating away at itself, they have less energy, less focus, and they're naturally going to be less motivated because their sleep is less. So when their motivation decreases substantially because they're like that, and then they feel like they have to start again every Monday or start again after a couple of months.
Everything just goes out the window.
Motivation is non-existent in their mind because they can't even be able to contemplate staying consistent again, and they feel like they've failed.
And this is where, going back to what I said at the beginning, this is where I say to people, this is why motivation is, a load of shit. Because you're not doing anything to actually create a plan, discipline to improve or increase your motivation levels, because you're actually making yourself just physically feel crap.
Yeah, and the last thing I want to highlight as well before we wrap up this episode is on the topic of things not going to plan and people feel like they're failing. When you're on your Google Maps or your Apple, the maps on your phone, and you're going to a certain destination, if you miss a turn, does it say that you failed the entire drive here?
Brother, Siri looks at me and says, "What the fuck?"
No, seriously, does it say you failed the entire drive here?
No, it just reroutes you.
Exactly. And in an attempt to what?
To get you back on track so you reach your destination.
That's the same concept.
Brother, what a metaphor. Cuz, what do you want today? That's actually a cracker metaphor. That's mad. I've never heard that one before. That's sick. I'm taking that. Sorry. Everyone else use it.
There's a, what do you call it? There's a process that we like to go through with all of our clients who feel like they're falling off track. What do we essentially do for them? We reroute them back on track. Yeah. So again, you putting on body fat 1 week, losing it the next week.
My voice is so good.
Losing it the next week, putting it on 1 week, losing it the next week, or putting on weight but losing body fat, or staying the same weight and losing body fat. Understand that if you feel like you're failing somewhere, you're not. You just need to look deeper into what you're doing, look deeper into your application of yourself to the process, and then make changes where you need to make changes so you can become consistent again.
Love that.
Do you get what I mean? Because you're still going to be traveling. You don't want to be traveling this way and in the wrong direction, or going really quickly. So you don't want to be going really quickly in the wrong direction. You want to be traveling slowly and consistently in the right direction.
You sound like Confucius right now. Confucius, say, you don't go this way, you go that way. Nah, I like that, man.
All right. That's us for today.
So sick of my shit.
That's us for today. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it,
people.